I'm Shane. I'm an addict.
Hi, Shannon.
Last Friday was my 2-year sobriety day. So, like most of us in addiction, my story into sobriety starts with misery. On September 23rd, 2016, the father of my child was tragically taken from us. Myself never had been given any life skills. The only way to cope was by using my whole entire life. My mom, was an alcoholic, and so the only way I knew how to cope with anything was by drugs or alcohol. So, one night, I lost everything that I loved. At 7:55 in the morning, after about 5 hours of questioning, with my 2-year-old in my hands, St. Paul police had broken news to me that my best friend, my love, and the father of my children had passed away. Hearing every detail and every moment of his last words in this world was something I would have to relive about a year later during testifying at trial. The next 5 months of my life was a blur. The day everything happened was the day my mind disappeared into a black hole. I had given my children to my family to take care of because I was nowhere to be found. My mind was gone. I had sunk into the deepest depression I've ever known. I had lost myself completely. I had thought that everybody gave up on me. I just hid from the whole entire world as far as I could. My life continued to be a tornado of self-destruction, and I knew that I could never stop on my own. That was my journey to sobriety. Here now is my journey of faith, of hope, and my new path to recovery. The morning of March 7th, 2017, around 5 a.m., divine intervention made a point known in my life that it was going to change again, but this time I had a choice. I had 3 outstanding warrants. I hadn't seen my kids in 5 months, and I totally understand why. I was of no use to them. I was a wreck. I couldn't go a day without crying, even a minute. And I never held it against my family that I couldn't see them because I totally understood why. And I am so grateful for them that they are in my life. And they struggle with me every single day. And they have been there for me the whole entire time. Even when I didn't deserve it. Even when I lied, cheated, stole. Even when I wasn't even a glimpse of myself. They were there for me. I had 3 outstanding warrants on March 7th, 2017, and I landed myself in jail. I had a probation violation where there was no bail. Only time for me to think about where my life was going. I knew that if I didn't get help, I would end up dead. The thought of doing it to my kids and to my family was way too much. My kids couldn't lose their mother too. After serving my time in jail, I went straight to treatment. I was so grateful that I had a chance to work on myself and that my family was still there by my side to fight. Throughout the year-long process of treatment, I always had a mindset of how grateful I was to be there to work on my emotions. I knew I was there, and it was the best place for me. On Easter 2017 was the first time I stepped into this church, the Recovery Church. And I fell in love with it. And I kept coming back since. My step-down treatment is where I found my faith. I stopped asking God, why did this happen to me? And started to learn that there's a reason for everything. I learned to meditate there. And that was one of the key things in my sobriety that kept my mental state at ease. It really helped me. It also helped me learn the meaning of a God of our own understanding. I started to see the positives in the lessons we learned, changing my whole outlook on life and the laws of attraction. Through the year-long process, I rebuilt myself. It was never, ever easy. I went to sober housing, outpatient, just praying to God and trusting in faith that He will help me out of it. My family was always there. They always helped me, even though they didn't always understand what addiction was and how hard everything was for me. Battling grief the whole entire time, reliving moments of the trauma, going crazy in my own head were just little bits and pieces of it. Eventually, I started seeing my kids more often, spending nights with them. It was the best way for me to get over things. I still, every single night, miss my kids' dad. And I don't think I'll ever get over that. But time goes by and my faith helps me deal with it. And instead of asking questions why it happened, I now have faith that it happened for a reason. And I know that if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be sober. And the promises do come true. Every single day I'm living proof that the promises come true. But it's not easy. And if there is no struggle, there is no progress. If you've never been in the dark, you can't appreciate the light. And I'll pass.